is another day, episode 11 of 2 Women, 3 Acres. We are here in Hawaii on our 3-acre homestead with two women, myself, Addy, and my wife, Jay Snow. You can check out her live as well. If you are in the chat and you're watching this live, check out the pinned comment. If so you want to support us, support our journey, go ahead and donate to our GoFundMe. Send us a housewarming gift. We just bought this house, 3 acres, spending every dollar and dime that we have on this 3-acre property to live a life of freedom and authenticity. So I am going to join my wife in the gazebo and start doing my hair and help her with our morning routine, which typically starts with coffee. All right, let's go. I'm in the car right now. I had to grab my comb and brush. And now I'm getting out of the truck. Hey, boo. Oh, she's not here. She's not in the kitchen. But that's where we're about to go. Our kitchen is an outdoor kitchen, y'all. That's what we do off grid. Okay. So I got, hey, how's it going? What's up? It's Sunday, y'all. I hope y'all are having a fabulous Sunday. All right. Okay, so let's do some off-grid hair. As you can see, somehow I got it to be down yesterday, and I'm gonna comb it out and see what happens. So I hope this week has been a crazy week in Hawaii. Fortunately, it hasn't been raining every day. As you can see, it's not raining right now. It looks like it's definitely gonna rain, but it's not raining right now, so we're grateful for the reprieve. And yesterday was so nice, we considered going to the beach even. So it's really inconsistent. Like my tripod, which I'm gonna be picking up tomorrow, you guys. I'm getting a new tripod. You know, getting stuff to the island is hard. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're in the middle of the ocean. So it's not as easy, but we found a way. We tried Walmart, we tried TJ Maxx, we tried Office Max, we tried all the places that sell tripods. Hey Maya, what's up, girl? How's it going? We off-grid in Hawaii, y'all. Go ahead and hit that like button so more people can join. Subscribe to the channel. I go live every day in Hawaii. Oh, you're welcome, Maya. Thank you for being a part of the live stream, girl. All right, just do my hair. Hey, boo, how's it going, love? I'm doing well. Just doing my hair today. Yes, it was so cool last night. It wasn't super hot. Yes, I love you too, Maya. Mugging. Hey, I love you guys. Welcome to Hawaii. So yeah, if you want, you can put in the comments what hairstyle I should be doing. But right now I'm just gonna comb it out. Thanks y'all for popping in into 2 Women, 3 Acres off-grid Hawaii life. Aw, thanks, Maya. What you up to today? What is your day today? I'm so excited for our cup of coffee today. You know, I love coffee so much, y'all. It really gives me life. Brings me to life. Okay, so let's see. As you can see, my hair is getting sun-kissed by the Hawaii sun. The Hawaiian sun. Isn't that a drink, y'all? Hawaiian sun? Or what's that? Hawaiian punch. Yeah, but there's a drink here in Hawaii called Hawaiian sun, and it's so good, y'all. It's so good. We used to get cans of it, and they were absolutely delicious, but they were so good I wasn't drinking any water. So I had to put myself on a pause with the Hawaiian sun drinks. They were so good. And I feel like there's something Hawaiian Tropic. I guess that's sunscreen. Oh, thanks, Maya. You're so sweet. You, I love y'all in the chat. Thanks Maya for popping in the chat. Okay. Hi Divya, what's up, girl? Hey, aloha from Hawaii. Aloha, welcome to our off-grid morning. As you can see, I'm bundled up. It's chilly today. It's actually chilly today. I can't believe it. How are you, girl? How are y'all? Your hair is wild. Oh, thanks, Maya. I really appreciate it. I love my hair too.
Like water pressure or anything like
What's
that?
up, wifey?
Hey, baby. I was telling him I feel like excited because I think this month we're going to get to do our shower reno.
Oh, yes.
We can just set like a
Yeah.
$100 budget.
Yeah.
And go for that stuff and
yes.
see what we can make, how we can make it look better. So
absolutely.
I'm excited about that.
No, that's a game changer right there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Divyan. You're so sweet.
What's up, Vivian?
Jay Snow says hi as well. Oh, thanks, Maya. Hey, Peter Polasek. Welcome to the chat. Way to come in with that energy.
Oh, thanks for tapping in.
I guess they have multiple ways. They could be in two lives at once. So.
No, India's showing love right
Showing
now.
love. Thank you. Y'all are showing so much love. We love you guys.
We appreciate it so much, guys.
Ah, thank you, Peter. I don't speak German.
We got a full kettle now.
Is that German? Sorry, I don't speak that language. If you just pop it in Google Translate.
I think the good news is you guys saw I cleaned out the coffee press yesterday. Only to not have coffee.
Thank you. I like you too.
Okay, but I guess we did have coffee yesterday.
We did. I mean, we went and had a late cup later than usual.
I completely forgot about that.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, that language.
Propane stove on, so
what I do know is Guten Tag. It is morning in Hawaii. It is 10:23 a.m. in Hawaii. Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
We have a brother in Germany.
We do have a brother in Germany. And because we have a brother in Germany, I know it's 10 p.m. there.
Oh.
12 hours apart.
Oh, cool. So it's nighttime there.
Yeah.
So night and Tag.
Like early morning in India too, but like technically nighttime.
Yeah,
What time is it in India, guys? 3 a.m.?
What time is it in India? I feel like I would guess that it is 1:56 a.m.
About 2 a.m.
But let us know what time is in right. It's like at 30 minutes, and I feel like at 10 it's always one something, but who knows? The 30-minute difference in time zone really makes me believe that time is a concept, because how in the world are you an additional 30 minutes off of everybody else? I just don't get it.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. And why 30 and not 15 and not 29? Like, what is this? What is time, guys?
Is time even real?
Why is it daytime here?
I do think that there are times, or that there are a lot of things that transcend time and space.
It's really true. Like your comments. That little toss is funny to me.
I know, I'm glad you're not behind me.
You just got a little bit on my foot. Nothing crazy. But it could have been bad.
It could have been bad.
But it would have been a funny moment. LOL, I think about that video I have of you on your balcony.
I know, we should definitely release that video. I was too shy. But I'm not now.
I understand. It's a journey to be a creator.
It really is a journey to be a creator, but I feel like if there's anybody who watches us and wonders if they can do it, a moment of inspiration, you totally can.
Thanks for the hearts. Thank you. Yes. Mogging. Mogging. But technically, no one is a mod in the chat right now. Does anyone want to volunteer to be a moderator for the chat. I'm doing a new thing where oh, hey Maya, love you too. Does anyone want to be a moderator for today's chat? It's gonna be day by day. Ooh. My boo got a mod.
I think, Divion, are you still here? She was my only mod.
You want to be a mod, Maya? How old are you, Maya, before I mod you? How old are you, girl? Because you are showing so much love in the chat. I want to make you a mod for sure. Whew. All right.
Got our coffee, our coffee. Oh, Addy already broke a spoon for in here. Oh, that's perfect.
I did. I don't know if I had to break it for that one.
For the coffee?
Yeah. It's a half spoon?
It's a half spoon.
Oh, okay.
LOL. Addy made a little scoop, y'all.
Oh. I did. I don't even know how I broke it. I'd be sawing them in half. With a knife.
I had my first shirt mold on it today.
Oh, so sad.
It was sad.
So sad.
No, I feel like a huge focus this week is just cabin, like, as usual. I feel like every time we say we're going to work on the cabin, y'all, the cabin, I feel like it would do good for like 2 days, but the cabin, I think the cabin takes a lot out of us.
It does. And, you know, but it's like, let's just be real. The first night we moved in, we did at least Clorox the cabin. We didn't scrub it down, but we Clorox the cabin. We sweep the cabin minimum, I would say, twice a week. It's not, because I feel like I get it one time and you get it one time. What's in it? A roach?
No, it's just gross.
Yeah.
It was out.
It was some coffee. She's talking about the coffee mug, y'all. So basically, so we did get into it, and then we had all the person who owned the house's stuff in it, and we had to spend so much time moving furniture, items, taking stuff out of the armoire, like everything, and then also like clearing out the stuff from downstairs. So we truly just haven't even gotten to a point. And then there was the week of like torrential rain.
Yes.
Which is just not a good time to scrub down. Thank you. Which is just not a good time to scrub down the cabin. So, and it's like once the conditions change, it's like we just remove the rug. And then we also have other things to do, like get our life together. You know what I mean? Like it's not immediately okay. So this morning is a great day to scrub down the cabin.
Right.
You know, so I feel like we've always been working on it. We just haven't gotten to the physical scrub down yet.
No.
So the intention is there. The desire is there. And then we can finally start moving our stuff in, y'all.
It's really exciting, actually.
It's make our house our home. And yes, it's a cabin, and yes, it's not a 5-story mansion or 5-bedroom mansion, but it's ours, and we haven't made it ours yet. Right now, it's just a resting ground.
The 2 little decorations I bought, I had.
Right. Because we wanted to make sure the ick is off, and after we scrub down, we need to do a spiritual cleanse, a saging, you know. So it's a process, you know. We don't know about you guys, but for us, it's looking like it's taking 90 days to fully move in.
Yeah.
And that's a plug for our housewarming, pinned in comments, because it's for the first 3 months, you're still in your housewarming season. There's so much to do. So thank you for supporting our journey. Thank you to everyone who has supported. Y'all showed out this week. Y'all showed out this week in supporting us. We are so grateful to our supporters. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. They prefer to remain anonymous. If you don't, let us know and we'll definitely shout you out. But we're going to respect your anonymity right now. But we have people showing out.
We left the butter out. melted at the bottom.
Oh
no.
no.
That was a fail. Off-grid failure.
We just need to buy one stick at a time. And I love those half
Sticks. I think we need a half stick.
We just need to buy a couple half
sticks at a time.
But it's still too much.
I don't even think they sell one stick.
We found one place.
Better.
I think we can, if we can fit the tub in that, yes.
Yeah.
The tub was better.
We're gonna have to get a tub. Make sure you guys give us the thumbs up. We are
Thumbs-
off grid on our
thumbs
Hawai'i
up.
homestead. It's coffee time.
It's coffee
I'm like,
time.
where's the sugar? Oh, well, it's right here. Y'all see? Oh my God, the sugar was open.
No.
I don't know what we were going. Well, I do. We had a lot.
We were going through a lot. Hey, Meral.
Stuff open. We done gave it to the animals.
The animals got in the
They
sugar.
didn't get in it, surprisingly.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Somebody looking down on us. I'm sorry, boo.
We definitely left it open for them.
Like just the whole cardboard was
box
open.
Yeah.
Okay. We are from the USA. Where are you from, Meral Mohan?
Hey, well, can you guys not see it? I'm just making our coffee.
Thanks, wifey, for making the coffee.
My pleasure.
I will be back on coffee duty once I have my tripod.
No, I like it. And then also I'm ready to, I thought I wanted that other big table, but I don't think I do. Because what we need in this kitchen is a table that we can wipe off and sanitize.
Yeah.
And neither one of those tables, you can do that.
Oh,
And
you
I
think you want a plastic
I
type
think I
one?
just want a white plastic.
Yeah. I'd be down with them foldable tables.
I just
And
want
you
a
can
white
move
plastic
them.
foldable table.
And then you can move
We
them.
can move it, we can clean it.
To bleach it, sterilize it.
Yeah.
I have a whole new appreciation for plastic.
So those are the upcoming, I have a whole new appreciation for plastic too. Those are the upcoming big changes I want to make around the homestead. I think you guys bear with us with this table, but it's clearly not clean.
It's not
And
clean
it's
ever.
like it can't be cleaned either.
It can never be cleaned fully. Shout out to India in the building, as usual. Y'all always be popping out in the chats.
And we appreciate it.
Thank you. Someone spelled hi, H-Y, and I completely understand phonetically why they did that. Okay, I think my hair is good. My side like done. What does that mean? What do you mean your side likes done?
Okay, so now we're just waiting for the water to boil. And then we're going to
What do you guys
We're
think?
going to press. But yeah, I'm excited about just the thought of those changes makes me excited.
Yes,
The
for
good news
sure.
is, guys, I don't think we need a fire today. Not to say we'll not have one at all, just in case it gets cooler, but the bugs, because it is
Oh,
cooler,
so
the
true.
bugs are not so bad.
Oh, yay, reprieve
We're
from
not
mosquitoes.
dying because, the mosquitoes are attacking us.
That's so great because it's super windy.
Yeah. I feel like today was a good day for mosquitoes, not harassing the crap out of us.
Yeah. Let's see if it continues.
If you guys saw the live before, shout out to my toothpaste, because I was like, dang, my teeth are so yellow, but now they're nice and white and pearly.
Ooh, did you brush this morning?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Oh my God, remember me, Noob Forever?
No.
You put me on the spot there. Put me on the spot there. I don't, Noob Forever. Please tell me who you are.
So, in the chat, y'all, let me know where you guys are. If you guys are the same people who are in India, what does India do on a Sunday? You know, the U.S. is really church-based. Like, I'm not even calling my parents right now because I know they're in church.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because it's first Sunday.
Yeah, happy first Sunday.
Happy first Sunday. What's a Sunday in India like? Is it like, and then also Addy and I on the homestead on Sunday try to prioritize rest, which is almost impossible for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also just try to prioritize, really just rest.
Yeah.
Really
Rest.
for Sunday. What about you guys? What do you guys prioritize on Sunday? What do you do? I feel like one day I'd like to get to where we cook on Sundays, but who knows when I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
regular.
For sure. They asked, do you have any friends in India? I don't have any friends who currently live in India, but I have had friends who are Indian descent,
Mm-hmm.
and so has Jay Snow.
Mm-hmm. We've had some mutuals.
Yeah. And we got some supporters in our chat, like Divion,
Mm-hmm.
Samir. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all. Silver Star was in here. He was in India. Shiknia.
Shakina.
It does look like Shakina, but it's also spelled just a little bit differently.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Do you want to do a topic or do you want to just have like a QA? What do you want to
I'm open.
Let's see if our topic list anything stands out.
Today, Indian women's are won the World Cup. Oh,
Oh, great!
congrats!
Yay! We love to hear about
Yay!
Indian women winning the World Cup.
We
Now
also,
that's a good day.
it's a great
You're
day.
not husband. No, I'm not husband. I am married though to a woman, but she is not a boy.
LOL.
She is a
Hey, how's it
girl, and
going?
we are legally married here in Hawaii. I feel like we watched that documentary that talked about the sexual awakening going on in Mumbai and all that stuff, but I highly doubt. LOL, a lot of them left. I was just about to say I don't think lesbianism is celebrated at all.
Yeah, are there lesbians in India?
I mean, of course, but
Did you heard about this? No, but not because I don't care. I don't watch the
in. Tap that
news.
thumbs up button. Give me some likes. We're off grid in our Hawaii homestead. I am Jay Snow.
I heard about
My
it from
Hawaii edition
you.
with Addy is here. We are making coffee. I'm about to pour the water in, and we're about to get a good coffee press. Well, actually, I'm gonna let the coffee. You gotta let it marinate in here for a few minutes.
Just
I love you. I love you too, Silver Star. Thank you.
just because I didn't hear about the World Cup doesn't mean I don't care. I'm intentionally not watching the news right now. So I appreciate, but we always say it's like when it's important news, we hear about it. So we heard about it from you. It happened today. It's only 10:38 in the morning, so whew, it's raining. I just brushed my hair out, y'all. Oh, you subscribed. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so, 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 so much. Be in touch. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being a supporter, and thanks for voting. Thanks for voting, you guys, on the poll. So yeah, it's November, y'all. I'm gonna go brush my teeth. Just do a little brush with my solar powered toothbrush. So thank you. I think this is a good place to rest the tripod. You know, my tripod's broken, y'all, as you know. I tell you every live. Thanks to donations, I can get a new Oh, this is completely backlit. LOL. Thanks to donations. Oh, there we go. I can get a new tripod, and I ordered it on Amazon. I'm so happy. Okay, thank you so much, Mural Mohan. You're the best. Ma gang. All right, let's brush my teeth. Alrighty. This toothbrush is electric, powered by the sun. I tell you guys every time because it's so cool. The sun powers our toothbrush. You okay? Yeah, I'm just brushing my teeth. Okay. I am done brushing my teeth. Good action. Thank you. Doing all over my screen. Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm so glad. Literally just brushing my teeth, y'all. Okay. My teeth are brushed. Look at them. Minty fresh, y'all. Minty fresh. I'm so glad you like the live stream. Thanks for voting on the poll. Oh no.
Negative comments kind of like take over the whole direction of the live. So
For
I had
sure.
to start a habit of just putting people out when it got weird. So
Yes.
I'm glad you're back. I'm sorry if it was over or like too quick. I didn't understand, and I didn't understand what you meant, you know. But I have to be serious with the timeout because people come in here and are mean. They try to take over the live with like some political topic that I don't discuss.
No.
So it's just like I hit that timeout button and I don't do any other increment than 24 hours.
Thank you.
That's the only one.
Oh, LOL.
So Sorry.
And it,
Hi, is it Maya WR? May
oh, Maya
May
be in my
WR?
chat too.
Hi, Maya. It was one of the housekeepers. She hadn't eaten it before, and I think she saw you adding butter. Oh, yeah.
To the breadfruit?
No, Don Maurice is talking about. I used to
Oh,
make,
hotel.
yeah, and I used to do like oatmeal at the hotel because I was telling her, and my boss used to get so mad, but it's like at every single catering thing I've ever done where they've done breakfast, everybody knows the oatmeal gets thrown away. It gets thrown away every
Yeah,
single time.
for
Nobody
sure.
wants oatmeal when they have like even
No.
just like French toast and fruit. Nobody's
Right.
gonna touch that oatmeal.
Uh-huh.
So I would pick like these big bowls of oatmeal, and I guess they probably weren't as mad about the oatmeal as they were about like they had pumpkin seeds, they had dried fruit, they had sugar. I was making that oatmeal delicious
Look good,
on
yeah.
the kitchen, and I guess Maurice was saying one of the housekeepers saw me adding butter and was like, "Is that mayo?" And I was like,
LOL. No.
You gotta come in, baby. That's raining on you.
Oh, okay.
When I said, "Hey, big girl," yeah, I don't think I knew what you meant. When you
Who,
said
that was your friend
Richard.
who said? Oh, Richard.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, Don Maurice would never say that to me because she was just not. I don't think anybody likes that, Richard. I don't think that's a good way to say, "Hey, like, if you act right today, I won't put you out now." But I'm glad we got some understanding, and thanks for talking to me about it, Richard. But I don't think I like "Hey, big girl," so don't say that.
No, Richard needs to go in timeout again.
Outside of the kitchen, Aria.
Hey, Miss. Thank you for saying I have magical hair.
What I just said, 24-hour increments.
LOL. It's the weekend. You're inappropriate.
We are off-grid.
That's your first warning.
Our kitchen is outdoors, so that's why we are outside of the kitchen.
Yes.
But are you and I feel like, Richard, this is a good example because I don't really know Aria. There's just so much that can be left for misinterpretation. Because it's like, Aria, do you prefer when I'm my lives where I'm cooking? Is that what you're trying to say? I don't know, but how you typed it is a little aggressive. I like to say I'm sorry, Jay. Well, thanks, Richard. I appreciate it. It's all good. It's all love, fam. Thanks for coming back, and thanks for not taking it personal. Now we have an understanding about how to talk to each other. It's
amazing. Amazing.
I know you probably didn't necessarily mean it that way. I'm not sure where you're from, Richard, but it can. Anything is easy to misinterpret through type and text, and so.
Richard knew what he was saying, and he lucky he back out of timeout. And if you act up again, you're gonna be in timeout again.
And that's just
it's
what
not.
Wifey said.
It's not timeout. It's not. It's timeout, not block.
It's timeout, not block.
You got to know how to act to participate in the live.
Act in the chat, because guess what, Richard, we getting bigger. You said, yes, I'm big too. I don't like to be called a big man. Okay, and so I'm a woman. At least as a man, people like big men, but I'm not. And also, just talking about it, I feel like there is so much gaslighting for me, even as a woman, about how big I am. Like, I truly feel like people act like I'm
love you too.
Pounds, and that's really just not true. So I don't understand people's obsession with my size. I think my body is really beautiful, and I think that it's beautiful outside of the terms that people are used to seeing beauty in, and I think that disrupts their belief systems and their centers, and I feel like they have to meet that with aggression, because the way I see people who are huge all the time, and no shade to them, they're happy, they eating good. But I feel like it's just a kind of like, but y'all think I'm huge?
No.
You're very pretty. Thank you, Richard. I know that.
Yeah, you're beautiful. You have a beautiful body.
Thanks, baby.
And I don't know why anyone cares how big anybody is.
I don't know why anybody
because we don't, we live in Hawaii.
We live in Hawaii.
Body diversity is off the charts here.
I think Hawaii has the best body diversity I've ever seen in life. The most positive body positivity and diversity I've ever seen. I feel like everywhere else I've been has been really obsessed with it, especially in America. No, it's not just to you, Richard. I'm very pretty to many, many people.
What did Richard say?
He said you're very pretty, and I think he was like, to me, and I was just saying, no.
Richard needs to get going again. Richard, if you were in my chat, you would have been timeout. You better be grateful to Grace, because who are you?
He's a black male.
A big black male
You're a big
talking
black-
all this mess,
Yeah.
causing so much drama in this sweet woman's live.
Right.
My sweet wife's live.
Right.
You lucky you even have access to speak to her, Richard.
So yes, those are some of the things. You guys see I was right about the rain. Whenever it gets like super quiet and super still, it's raining. Are you spangled? I don't know what that means. Shout out to New York, Richard.
Shout out to
DMT
New York.
dreams. Are you spangled, right? I don't know what spangled means, DMT dreams. But I do like your username. Bless you.
Thank you.
Hey,
Every.
We saw our outdoor cat this morning, y'all. I gotta put out some food for her. I feel like she likes to eat in the morning. But she's on a whole nother schedule. We don't be up that early. And it's like, if we're up, we're not outside.
Yeah, not at all.
She'll learn. She getting better already.
She is.
I did get the feeling today that she doesn't have another home.
Really?
Never day black people in Hawaii, Jay. There are absolutely, thanks for the light, thanks for tapping the screen, I appreciate it. There are a lot of black people in Hawaii, actually. I mean, it's definitely not like Atlanta, right? It's not a black city, but there's a good amount of black people.
You know, hot take. I mean, if we put, unless you're in Africa, it's a black people are always the minority.
Black people are always
That
the minority.
it's not. We, for whatever reason, we be on other people's continents.
Joe Kanoru, I am not your mother. LOL.
LOL.
Whoa. You jumping out the window.
How's the coffee going?
It just needs to be pressed.
Okay. Would you say it's ready?
I can press it.
Thank you.
It's time to press the coffee. I told you we let our heart decide.
Oh my God, 11 votes. Thank you guys. Thanks for participating in the chat.
Nice little press. Just never talk.
Now I need 11 likes. And
Well,
also,
if you never talk to a woman, I
check
don't know
out the
why
pinned
first
comment.
woman you would talk to, you would call mommy.
LOL, that's all he knows.
Coffee's pressed.
Oh, I see you wrote your name in the grill.
I did.
It's so cute. I cannot wait for this coffee.
I know. I've been thinking about it all morning.
Kofefe. Ah. We finally had real sustaining food yesterday.
I know.
I'm
You
sure-
can see.
I'm sure wifey, I mean, I would say I at least had a full lunch too. You still haven't had, a full satiating 2 meals yet, but
What you mean? You didn't think poke was finished, did you?
it was for me, but you ain't finished it.
Oh, yeah.
And the
that
rice was overcooked.
Yeah.
I understand.
But the mussels were good, and I was also scared yesterday with the mussels because sometimes they get my tummy hurt, but they didn't.
Good. I'm so happy to hear that.
They worked out perfect.
I love those mussels so much. I would just get a tub of mussels.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're great. And I'm glad it wasn't too salty. Could we get it?
But I probably won't get the furikake next time.
Thank you. 360. I'm kind of sitting down.
Make sure you guys are subscribed.
Yeah, subscribe.
I'm trying the road to
like.
400. Last time I checked, I was at 379. Help me get to 400. You don't have to say, or it's okay, Joko Noro. You've never talked to women before. You gotta, well, I'm glad I can help you with that, because you gotta talk to a woman.
Right. At some point.
You gotta talk to everybody. I feel like even though I'm a lesbian, I still know how to have a conversation with a man.
Right.
Yeah, let's work on it together. It's all, I got my coffee mug, so I can't do the other half of my heart, but just know that that's really a whole heart right there.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. So I honestly kind of love rainy mornings on the homestead, specifically when we've already gotten
Yes.
to the kitchen and
Yes.
we can stay dry. Oh, you're doing the other half. I love that, dropping our roof. So I love when it's raining morning like this and we're already in the kitchen, so we're dry and we have everything we need right here. We've got oatmeal for when we get hungry. We got the fire here in case we get too cold. So it's kind of a perfect rainy
360.
Offstead morning. 360. Yeah. I can't say that. What poll do you have, Boo?
Oh,
yeah.
I just finished
Do
it.
the fit check.
I just finished it. It was, do you like my hair today? That's always my most successful poll. 92% said yes.
Aww.
8% said no. 12 votes.
To that to that 8%.
I know.
First of all, that was a Freudian slip. To that 8% is what I meant to say, though. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down to the 8% who didn't like my hair today.
That was so close, and this coffee
Yay.
is hot. You saw I just poured it.
New
fresh.
subscriber.
Yay!
Sub dance.
We gotta do the sub dance. Sub dance. LOL.
Sub dance. Yay. Thanks for subscribing. We dance
like
every
that
time we get a
sub dance.
subscriber.
I also like this. I don't know if you're a young child in the comments. I do like that dance. I don't think I do it in the way that's the cutest. Where they do that little swim move. It looks good. I like that. I like to hit that.
Wifey loves a trending dance.
I do love a trending dance. It's just fun. It's just fun.
Any ideas? Oh, let me go to our topics. Be right back. Any suggestions on what we should talk about today? Hey, any suggestions on what we should talk about today? Hey, Bubbling. Hey, Zabula Khan. Thanks for subscribing, Zabula Khan.
Yes.
I don't get to see.
Subscribe.
Some people I get notifications on when you subscribe, and you're one of them.
Did you see any topics that look exciting? Because they're not going to help us pick a topic.
I know.
You did sub. Yay! Thank
Yay.
you. Oh, I got to put the coffee down because you saw how close call that was. But sub.
Yes.
Yay.
That's so cute. I love you. And that, I feel like you did that dance. Like, remember when we went to SongCon and you did that cute little dance? It wasn't exactly that.
Yeah, for sure. LOL. My cheer moves.
So cute. I love being married to my wife.
I love being married to you, baby.
Oh, let's do what being off grid
This
taught
looks
us
so
about.
good.
Thank you. What living off grid taught us about marriage and love.
Oh wow, I feel like it teaches us about marriage and love all day, every day.
Yes, it does. Well, go ahead since you got motivated.
Well, I feel like what off grid teaches us being about marriage and love, like I said, a bunch of things. I feel like off the top of my head, it teaches us how to work together better.
Yes.
And be at our best in working together.
Yes.
I think it also teaches us how to balance what's important in our lives and balance love and working together and also balancing romance and just romance, you know, because I feel like with the homestead, there's so much work all the time, you know what I mean? And it's not even like a bad amount of work, it just is, you know? And so we can turn into like, well, we don't, but if we aren't aware of the romance and don't prioritize the romance, it's easy to just be like this working couple all the time. But we have to remember to see each other and prioritize each other as our romantic partners.
Yes.
And then I also feel like, you know, full transparency, it's like Addy has shared with you guys, like, we weren't living on the streets, but we were in fact homeless before we bought our homestead. You know, we had somewhere to stay, right? We had families that have enough to love and provide for us, but we were homeless. And not having a home, being in other people's home, I feel like we're just now fully unpacking how that impacted our sex life, you know, and getting to where we can be a free couple again in our home, because I feel like when you're living in somebody else's home, whether you're a couple or just a person, you have to live in their boundaries and respect, and we're married, so it's not like either of our parents were like, you know, y'all don't need to be kissing around this house. They didn't do anything ridiculous like that. But it's like, we wanted to be mindful. We don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And it's not even a sexuality thing. Like, if my brother and his wife are at the house, like, what they're not doing is tugging each other down in the corner. You know, you just have a certain respect because it's somebody else's home. So I think we're really, you got to be mindful. Hi, Simone. Thanks for checking in. Hashtag Snow Gang.
Snow Gang in the house.
Make sure you smash the thumbs up button and give me some hearts, give me some likes, and make sure you guys are subscribed. But Simone subscribed. She hashtag Snow Gang.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely got to be mindful. So those are the two off the top of my head so far. What about you, Dina?
What being off grid has taught us about marriage and love. I think, you know, we talked about, like, you know, we went back and forth about, like, a strengths-based marriage. And I feel like off grid, you know, Jay Snow talked about we need to work together. And I feel like that is a way where we need to, you know, just identifying and double downing on each other's strengths is really important. I feel like you can't, you're out here in the middle of nowhere with only each other, you know, so you're kind of forced to really, like, turn to each other in a way that you can't, that is optional, I would say, on grid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So doing, like, we have to, like, when, I would say at the beginning, you know, when you were a bit more nervous about, like, the things that we had to do on the homestead, whether it was, like, even walking around the property scared you're gonna fall, like, you know, I stepped up to, you know, help that transition. And when I have days where I don't feel like doing anything, you know, Jay Snow steps up. So it's like we really have to work together knowing that we only have each other. And I don't think off-grid, what am I on about? We're talking about what living off-grid in Hawaii has taught us about marriage and love. So you gotta work together, and that doesn't mean just like that. Being a team it never means 50-50. It means someone has to lead in some ways, but it doesn't mean it's always that same person. Like Jay Snow now is the wood chopper. And you know, I taught her how to build a fire. Sometimes we teach other people things. She tried to teach me how to chop that wood. I may get better at it, but realistically, that's her. We're also running a business together off grid, and that's a whole other topic. But we already knew how to. I feel like we've worked together the best now on our business because we learned how to work together on the day-to-day on the homestead.
Yeah, I feel like to validate what she's saying, I feel like, you know, the first maybe like 2 weeks, I feel like I was just a little careless, and maybe not even careless, just kind of unaware of the impact what life had on, like what off-grid life would have on my body. And I feel like I cut my finger one time, and that was like, you know what I mean? Because I don't know if I've ever really chopped my finger off-grid, and being on-grid, it's like not a big deal because it's easy to keep it clean. It's easy to not have to touch things that don't look clean. You know what I mean? But I feel like that moment, and then also when I hurt my back.
Yeah.
We were, like I told you guys, when we moved into the cabin, it was full of junk. And it took us minimal 3 weeks to just start moving that stuff out and like get it all gone. That's how much stuff was in there.
Yep.
And I hurt my back because I was just so ready to have some of that stuff gone, and I am strong, so I was just like lifting it up, you know what I mean?
Let's be specific. She moved a whole chest of drawers down the stairs, and I had begged her before it even happened. I was like, don't move that by yourself. And just in the eagerness to get it gone, she lifted a whole chest of drawers by herself.
And obviously that had an impact on me, but I was honestly grateful for it because it helped me see how important it was to manage my capacity, because when I'm hurt like that, Addy has to pick up all the slack, and then that increases her likelihood and her probability of getting hurt or, you know, whatever. So it really makes a lot of, it's really imperative that I prioritize rest, that I prioritize taking care of myself, my body, operating with care. If I'm tired, I don't need to do something. Like, I think we immediately had to stop rushing through things, and we also immediately had to check in before we start a big task or project and be like, you know what, I don't really have the capacity to finish that project, because you end up getting hurt when you're tired and stuff. It's inspirational tough. This is things. No, it can be tough, Jukonaru. And as far as inspiration goes, I feel like, not to toot our own horn, but I definitely felt like I knew that our content was going to start picking up and doing well, because I did start inspiring myself. I did start looking at my content and looking at the decisions that we made and how we got here, and started feeling inspired. So, but for myself, so I'm really grateful, and I think that's what our art, our content seeks to do, is inspire you guys to find, not just to like live off grid, but specifically to find a life that feeds you, that feels good, that is something that can make you happy. Because I think the mainstream, the regular life that they're telling everybody to get, I've yet to see people who it truly makes them happy.
Yeah.
So no, we're absolutely building from the ground up.
For sure.
No, thanks, Joe Connery. It's true.
Thank you.
So, those are definitely true things about being off grid and what it's like to be married. And I also feel like immediately we started being more honest with each other, because I had to tell her, like, I'm scared. I don't know about this. I feel like even in buying the property, there was like, Addy, I'm scared. I don't know about this. I felt really confident at first, but now I'm not feeling so confident. I don't know if I can live this way, because it's like, what you guys don't know about us is we were living, or you have an idea, we've not ever lived, off grid.
No.
I've never lived in a cabin. So this all very, very new. And, you know, I had to lean on my partner for the parts of it that were scary and extremely unfamiliar to me. Even yesterday during the spooky stories, I told you guys how Addy's so sweet. The first 3 or 4 weeks, I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. And then I told you guys last night, it's like a poop in the middle of the night is hard for me, because there are just so many animals around, and I don't necessarily think they're going to bother me, but I don't want to be scared, you know? Yeah. So, the other night, not last night, but the night before last, I was like, I'm not going to go because I'm scared. And Addy was like, well, let me go with you. And it's like little things like that, you know, help you feel supported, loved, comforted, you know, because it's like, I think getting down to brass tacks of like living in comfort, I get to see how my partner shows up for me in like what seems like the smallest of ways, but those are the biggest ways, you know what I mean? So
absolutely. You have to, you know, it's like people never have to test their partners. You know, you don't really have to test too much, or like in the on-grid life, you don't, you know, you're not in these scenarios where, you know, maybe if you go camping, but it's like, how is your partner, you don't know how your partner's going to show up for you in the middle of nowhere when it's just you two. Some people take it as an opportunity to be abusive because they know there's nowhere to run. There was a long period of time where I was able to legally drive, but Jay Snow wasn't. And, you know, like stuff like she had to fully depend on me to drive for a period of time, you know? And
in some ways still do, because what I have, you know, I don't know how in depth we went about establishing residency. I think we shared that it's been difficult, but just getting our driver's license was a whole process.
Yeah.
And technically, I still just have my permit. I don't even have my full driver's license. Addy had to step up and be the person to complete her driver's test on the first because full transparency, it's a new state. I'm not dumb. I failed the permit test the first time I took it because I thought it was going to be so easy. I thought it was going to be the exact same questions, and it's just not. You know what I mean? So I think I missed like 6. I think you can miss 6 questions, and I think I missed 9 the first time I took the test. So I just had to study, you know.
Yeah.
But even now, it's like, in that separation, it's like Addy could be like, well, you can't even drive, or she could be putting me down, and she's not doing that. Even when I didn't pass the test, she didn't put me down and tell me we needed this. How could you F this up for us? It's really important. Like, she just stepped up for me, and it's like, just being able to see what kind of partner you have, it, like, that makes my heart warm. It makes me feel loved and protected, and not alone. And that's, nobody wants to feel alone in the world.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I'm happy to be there for you and show you how committed I am, and show you how I express love, and how, just also like just awareness, I'm not like perfect, like there are some things that, we have like differences of like, comfortability to, but I understand, that like we're doing this for the first time, even in debating living off grid, we really, before we close the deal completely to buy this property, what I wasn't doing, okay, what I wasn't doing when Jay Snow had a freak out was being like, no, we have to get this house. It was like, well, let's go through all of our options and pick one that's better. You know what I mean? Than this.
And surprise, surprise, there was not one that was better.
Yeah. And, marriage, means at some point putting down roots. It means at some point buying your first home. It doesn't have to be, but I see why people do it. And you got to start somewhere. We're starting off grid. You got to get on the property ladder where you can. And we love this property. We want to develop this property together, and it's also something that it's the first time. It's like it's both of us. We picked this place together. We're building this place together. It's not like it was already established and one of us moved on the farm or whatever.
Said off the grid sounds so hard. And you know what? I think it is hard, but I think the truth of the matter is when you start throwing around that hard word, I feel like there's nothing that's easy,
Yeah.
Because I feel like when I say where we came from, it's like we did the complete opposite of this. We did the 9 to 5 hustle, the corporate hustle and rigmarole, and all of that stuff is hard too. What makes off grid, I think, easier is that it's so much. Well, first of all, Addie's the person that I've chosen to go through life with, so obviously to manage life with her is just easier. You know what I mean? Instead of having to manage life with her, with my boss, with I think I even talked about on another episode, like even just having to deal with like the power company or people that you have to pay bills with, you know what I mean? Like even now our banking is virtual, and we don't actually have to talk to anybody, which we're extremely grateful for that, because maintaining all of those relationships is what's I think is hard, whether it's all those coworker colleague relationships, and it's like, oh, so and so told the boss that I did something wrong, like all of that corporate BS.
Yeah,
It's
hard.
It's all hard.
Yeah, when we were doing the 9 to 5, Jay Snow was doing all of like the household shopping, and like I was just showing up after work. That just wasn't actually a real life together. It was a half life.
Because it's also hard to even be together when you're doing that 9 to 5, because it's like you don't do 9 to 5 and get to come home. You do 9 to 5 and then you have 2 or 3 hours. Well, first you have about an hour long commute. We did, even though her office was only like 10 minutes from her house. But with traffic and everything, it ends up being an hour commute to and from home. So, and not just a commute. The commute is active. I don't know if you've ever driven in Atlanta, you understand it's not like it's a passive, nice drive home. You're like on defense and honk and stop, and you like have to be hyper aware. That's the kind of driving that it is.
Yeah.
And then after that, you have maybe 3 or 4 hours to spend with your partner. An hour at the least of that is decompressing. On a good day, it's decompressing from the work day. And then, you know, like I said, you finally have those 2 hours where you feel halfway decent, but even those are shrouded because you got to get ready to go to bed to get ready for that day tomorrow. So, you know, for me, to me, it's all hard, and it's just choosing. It's just like in a relationship that there's nobody's going to be perfect, but you just got to choose what you want to deal with. And we're not putting down corporate and 9 to 5 because that life works for some people, mostly men, but it works. You know what I mean? And if you're outside of a man or whatever, if you make that work for you, good for you. I'm glad. Matter of fact, I really hope you getting paid how you want to,
Yeah.
and that it's moving you to generosity. Plug for the GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
Once again, we are
Pinned
asking
in
for
the
your
comments.
support. Mine's in the bio. I forget to put it in the comments. You can, that good 9 to 5 hustle, and we're artists. You can donate.
Yeah,
So
9 to 5ers have been contributing to our channel, and we appreciate y'all.
So for me, I think both of them are hard. I don't think one's easier than the other. I think off-grid looks hard because I think it is, you know, it's different from what they're trying to push for us not
Yeah.
to do. You know what I mean? But as far as like actually being in it, I think the first 2 or 3 weeks were hard. It doesn't feel so hard.
We didn't
to
have
me.
running water our first couple weeks due to a plumbing issue. So that's the hardest thing ever. And I feel like, and that's why it matters where you live too, because yeah, living in the middle of Arizona with, you know, 100 miles from a grocery store, yeah, that's incredibly hard. We want to live off grid, but also make it as easy as possible. Like you said, we have or like we said in our previous episode, we have a store 5 minutes away. We have a store 10 minutes away. You know what I mean? We're not stranded. I shout out to another off-gridder who is currently stranded on his homestead.
We hope you get that truck.
We
up,
hope
bro.
you get that truck fist, bruh. But yeah, like we made it as easy as possible. I feel like there's a difference between off-grid and remote.
Yes.
Off-grid just means we're not connected to power, water. You know, it just.
But I feel like it's not. I mean, it's not a neighborhood like I grew up in, but it's still a neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's plenty of people around.
Also, 3 acres is very different from like 60 acres.
Yes.
I feel like it's easy to, you know, I've lived in Texas, so you know, big hat, no cattle is a thing. You need an acre per cow. You know, I'm sure in our dreams we would have loved to find a 20-acre property, but I feel like 3 acres is a good start because
It's a great start because we were coming from a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah. So, and it's like the bigger your property, the more remote naturally you are. You know, it may take you 10 minutes just to get off your property.
And we can't even explore the full level of remoteness that our property offers because we aren't even using the other 2 acres right now.
Right. It's so true.
We're fully overwhelmed in a good way. Not like overwhelmed. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we have more than enough to keep us busy on this 1 acre.
Yeah. We barely.
It was kind of funny yesterday. I'm sorry. Addy was like, you know, we got those wild pigs. Addy was like, it's a pig over there, and you know, we started doing the go pig dance, right?
Yeah.
And then Addy was like, I don't think he's off the property, and I was like, well, Addy, I don't think they're ever off the property,
Right.
and we certainly aren't gonna. That can't be the standard. Get that pig off the property. We can't even get on he operate and know this property better than we do at this point.
It's so true because our neighbors have a fence. And we don't, so they can't even go run across the neighbor's yard.
No.
Like I think that's what I was expecting.
And I think the neighbors on both sides have a fence. I'm pretty sure that pig lived here.
That pig, I know, and it's like plug to the GoFundMe,
plugged so we can get a
fence. You know, I'm grateful the neighbors have a fence because we show is going to use that side
for sure.
You know, we may get away with only needing a fence the front and the back, but Lord,
well, like be able to do like this, because they have this side covered, right? So put it together, and then we only have to pay for this. We want to only pay for this part.
Yeah, and that's assuming they don't have a full fence.
That brush is so thick over there that sometimes I try to see and look if I can see pieces or concepts of a fence, but that brush is so thick I can't see. There's a piece
We've
of
seen
fence
a piece
right there, but
at the front.
It looks like
the
Not-
person who lived here before started that project
Right.
and just never finished.
Yeah, so it's probably this, as Jay Snow said.
Mm-hmm.
But because I've definitely seen the pigs go over there.
Yeah.
So you can't really do that.
And also, I feel like when we hear those dogs, I laugh because I feel like they're the old man dogs, and I know when a pig is around because of the way they like groan, and they're like, that pig's here again. You know, they're so upset. But I feel like immediately when we saw that pig cross the driveway yesterday, that Addy was convinced was not off the property, I feel like I heard the dogs groaning. So I don't think there's a fence that way.
No, for sure.
But I don't know. That brush thick.
It's not a good one because the animals are moving back and forth freely.
Moving, period.
Yeah, there's a hole in it wherever it is.
And I feel like even on our property, you know, I don't know when we'll get to that, but there's so many like concepts of a fence where the person who lived here like started fencing.
Yeah.
But not one of the fences are completed, so I
Yeah.
just don't know what they were doing. But
No, I'm eager to get in there with a wire cutter and pinch that
take
fence
that
off and
stuff
take it down. It's just junky.
It looks junky.
And repurpose those posts for something else. Yeah. I feel like also something that living off grid has taught us about marriage and love is trust. You
For
know, we
sure.
have very different working styles.
Yes.
I just be going in there and like with the fixing the toilet seat, like I'd never done a toilet seat. I just opened the instructions and I was like, let's just get it. And I appreciated that you had the trust that I could put that toilet seat together.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure,
I mean?
for
Like
sure.
I didn't, you know, I'm kind of just like a handy kind of engineer kind of person. I don't know how to do everything.
Yeah.
But I used to love putting everything together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Jay Snow's great at it too. You know, but like I feel like, and this is plugged to art majors because once you learn how to do sculpture, once you learn how to draw, once you take architecture, there's literally nothing that you can't do
Yeah.
or build. Like I feel like wood was never my strength, so I'm never like, yeah, let's build our house.
Right,
you know what
right,
I
right.
mean? Like I know I stay in my lane.
But I think that we talk about it and we try to see if that can be a thing. I don't think we know. Well, obviously, we're going to need help to build a house.
yeah,
But I
plug
feel like
to the GoFundMe,
plug to the GoFundMe,
LinkedIn
for sure.
comments, help
But
us build a house.
I feel like we think about building a house. I think
Yeah.
there's a way to do it. I don't. But what I don't think is that we'll not need any help. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
There's absolutely a way to do it. I feel like knowing just because I have woodworking experience, but it was definitely the thing that I was least the material that I was least effective at. Maybe I'm being hard on myself though because my final project was made out of wood.
Yeah.
You know, but like it's not impossible, but it's like we need to make a farm stand first and then make
Yeah.
it just to build our
Absolutely. We definitely
muscles,
don't need
yeah.
to come out of the gate trying to build our dream 500
Right.
or 5-bedroom home.
just being real.
Yeah,
you know?
no, for sure. And honestly, for me, I don't think it looks all the way. Like I've just been researching like kits. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I saw one kit. I just saw one short that was like the wood home, the log cabin kits,
Yeah.
and they were advertising that there
Yeah.
are no tools involved.
Exactly.
You just need like a rubber mallet and
Yes.
stuff like that.
And then perfect.
Yeah.
That's it does all houses don't have to look the same way. Like we see the typical wood framing house. And that's what I mean. Like I know woodworking is not my strength and wifey is looking for ways that we don't need to do all of that and still build a house. Because what we both can do is build stuff.
Yes.
You know, and we
Yes.
just this certain technique, which I'm not convinced is the best technique. The technique that we see with them people putting them pine sticks up and then putting the looking like toothpicks and then
Yeah.
putting that roof on. You know, that's how we in the South see people build homes. And we all heard about the 3 little pigs.
Yep.
The wolf still blew that house down.
Sure did.
So we look at different materials. Like we think about how the cement.
The C
Oh.
and the CMU blocks, the cylinder blocks. We've also thought about that. We both watch the off-gridders online because that's how you figure it out. You know what I mean, and see what works best
Yeah.
for us. You know what I mean?
The wood cabin, though, the log cabin is also something just aesthetically that we love.
I think I still feel really partial to the log cabin.
Yeah.
I feel like the cylinder block also feels
safe and secure. I think the aesthetic of this cylinder block home is where
It's
I'm
tough.
What's what I'm finding tough.
I feel like what we did like about the cement home is that
No need for insulation.
humidity. Yes.
And also, in Hawaii, we have to worry about humidity, meaning molds
Yes.
and termites and stuff like that. And with the cylinders, you don't have to worry about those kinds of things.
And that's why we've also explored the idea of, like, for things that we don't need, things that are really important to not have humidity, like our walk-in closet, can it be a standalone cylinder building? You know what I mean? Like, you got to be creative.
Yes.
Everything doesn't need to be under one roof.
No.
It can still be connected. It's not that it needs to be and we've got to walk an acre to get to our closet.
Yeah.
But there's the architect in me is like, we can design, you know, certain areas we want low humidity, certain areas benefit from having humidity. You know what I mean? Like, you
absolutely.
we create, you know, we're just so in the box of like what these homes look like when there's so many different ways to have homes, and that could be something that we share with the world, a new concept, a new design, even for a home that can meet all weather requirements.
No, and I mean, you know, one of my favorite artists is Frank Lloyd Wright. So it's like, I would have never imagined that him and I would be able to say that we've both attempted architecture, architectural design and stuff like that. But of course, no. So that, and the Falling Water is my architectural digest dream home. I think that is the most beautifully constructed home. And I'm realizing now, I was like, I don't know if I'll ever really live in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
Yay!
Exactly. No, for sure. We want huge window. You know, we want to capitalize on the area. We're gonna have so much fun. We've designed floor plans for dream homes in the past.
We sure have.
And I think truly living off grid in Hawaii, it really does take a full year to even understand. Like, the pigs weren't around before. They were around, but now they're highly visible. So there's something about fall that makes them feel more free. We moved in mosquito season, so we know for sure, but we don't know what season is February. You know, what insect is prominent in February. The mosquitoes have died down a little bit now. You know what I mean? And also with the cylinder, it's like we can put log outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's a great idea. Like,
you don't have to. You don't have to choose.
Look at that.
You know what I mean?
Beautiful mind go.
You can just. You can cover whatever you want to cover. People cover stuff all the time.
No, it's so true. Shout out to one of our favorite off-gridders right now is Only Up West. He building that cabin. He made those 2x6s and then he covered it up. And it's like, I feel like I love seeing the innovation on his channel. I also loved seeing, like, going back to the fence. He reminded me, because I guess somebody donated, like, if somebody was on his channel, was like, if you come take down this fence for me, you can have the materials. And I didn't even realize, it's like, Wes probably didn't know. I mean, he's pretty handy, so he could have, I don't know, but I assumed he probably didn't know exactly how to take a fence down. Yeah. But in going to take that person's fence down, he learned not only how to take a fence down, but also how to put one up. Yeah. You know? Exactly. So it's like, there's just so much that you learn just from trying something new and trying something different than what you already know to have been done. You know what I mean? For sure. So.
And yes, I feel like we do have a unique or a shared vision on our dream fence. Like, my dream fence is the Queen's Garden in London, which is a combination of stone and wrought iron. Yeah. You know, and we love seeing that fence around. It's lava rock, you know, but it's like, it's an actual solid fence that you'll never have to rebuild. Like, that's our dream fence. And unfortunately, lava rock is incredibly abundant here. Yeah. We're not necessarily going to build the fence ourselves. There's no way we can do that
We're
ourselves.
just not masons.
We're not masons. But we have a shared vision of and what we want is a permanent fence. Yes. And I think people kind of settle for these impermanent fences around here, and we just can't. We need protection, like long-term protection from the animals.
Yep. And I think everybody here does. It's just prioritizing it. But y'all know our neighbors who build it. They on top of it. They got the whole. I think their property is 6 acres. They got the whole 6 acres gated.
They do, but their fence is flimsy.
It's
I
all
mean,
flimsy.
no shade to the neighbors,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a temporary fence.
Mm-hmm.
Because fence is high.
Fence high.
Again, plug to the
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
Yeah, fence high.
I don't even feel confident that a typical wood picket fence would work here because
Those
they can
pigs are
bust it.
ginormous.
They're huge. They can bust that down.
I don't even know if those pigs have to know their full strength here,
No.
first and foremost. But I feel like, check out my shorts if you have any curiosity about what these pigs look like. These are the biggest pigs I've ever
They're
seen.
huge.
Even that Kuni pig that I posted months ago, the wild pigs are so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I was really ready to see a full-grown pig and the bigness.
Potentially pregnant.
Potentially pregnant, but then also could not be. Could just be that big.
And that's why they call them pot belly,
Yeah.
pork belly, whatever
Yeah.
it is. The pigs are big and large and round.
They're big, y'all.
Just imagine a giant watermelon with some legs sticking out. That's what the pigs be looking like.
Snorting.
But black and hairy.
Even when they run off, y'all, they don't like run off like a dog. They just kind of trot off. Like, oh, she don't want me around. Okay. So, yeah.
I'm glad we don't have wild dogs coming on our property.
Me too.
But
Me
there's no
too.
rabies on the island. Like, so while you can get bit, you're not at least going to get disease. That's what I was scared of growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
Great
I
rabid
feel like I
dogs.
don't really see stray dogs as much here. I
On
feel
the
like
road.
are they stray though, or because I will never forget that one day we was riding down and we saw the dog escape. The dog escaped, and then I feel like it got so afraid because it was like, I didn't mean to escape, and we saw it crawl back under the fence. And I was like, I ought to go tell your parents on you trying
Right.
to leave. But
I feel like we've seen some lost, lonely-looking puppies wandering around
Yeah.
in certain neighborhoods.
they obviously weren't cute enough because we didn't take them home.
No. If it was a cute little baby Shih Tzu, I'm
Yeah.
sure we would. But
Come on.
even though we have no purpose for a dog like that.
Right? That dog would be done got ate.
I know.
But yeah, so I don't see as many. What I see a lot of is stray cats. I think they talk about the stray cats. Cats must be better. They must got better breeding grounds around here than the
Yeah.
dogs.
And we prefer them because they help with the rodent population. It's gone.
It's gone. I just couldn't believe that mosquito was trying to bite your face.
I know.
They're so disrespectful. I wish you could come. I could come. I like seeing you, Jay. You're very smart. Thank you. I wish I could come to Hawaii and meet you, Jay. Yeah, but one day when we're big creators with y'all's support, make sure you like and subscribe. We will of course have a meet and greet. Who knows what the future holds? Like, because like she said, it's like this is our first homestead, our first property. It's like if things go how we want, I would either want to acquire more adjacent properties, or it's like, who knows, we always have this property and it's alive and thriving, and it could turn into like meditation or a retreat space, and we have our other huge bigger homestead, you know what I mean? So who knows what the future holds, but I think if it's meant to be, Richard, we will meet.
Absolutely.
So
Be on his best behavior now.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for being a fan.
Thanks for being a fan, and thanks for you guys' support. It really means a lot. It makes a huge difference to us, to our channels, and just to how we continue. It gives us motivation, you know, a lot of motivation.
Every like, every comment, every subscribe, every watch hour, every donation,
Yep,
every Etsy purchase,
yep.
everything keeps us going.
Everything keeps us going. I'm not originally from Hawaii. I am originally from Atlanta, Georgia.
Are you ready for a second cup of coffee?
I am. I can turn the kettle on. And then I might put more water in it because we can get our oatmeal started.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about oatmeal.
You know what? Quaker Oats. I need you guys to make a whole box of blueberries and cream, because that's my current favorite. I also love the strawberries and cream. It too is very good. But that blueberries and cream,
I didn't have one.
It's delicious. We can both have one this morning.
No, I want you to have both of them because you wanted a whole box of them.
I
And
do,
you know I
but
like
we can get
strawberries
the
and cream.
Okay, well,
They're all
she's
for
so
her.
sweet, y'all. Yes, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, ATL, ho.
LOL. So yeah, do you want me to turn the camera on you making the coffee? Okay.
I was just trying to like get it going, you know?
Yeah.
The water's actually still hot.
Good. But not hot enough.
Yeah,
It won't take time.
I'm putting my water in.
Ooh. Well, I'll leave your phone where it at. You can do, because you ain't there no more. You can do as you wish. So yes, let's do a new poll. Are you married or do you believe in marriage?
That's a good one.
Conversation starter. All right. Do you believe in marriage, y'all? That's the question. Obviously, I do.
I definitely believe in marriage.
I feel like, you know, both of us, we have different types that we grew up in different like marriage homes. Like Jay Snow's family, her parents have been married forever, it sounds like. We don't know the exact number of years.
Because they don't do anniversary celebrations, but it's been like at least 40 years.
Yeah.
And they also got married twice.
Yeah, which
so
is
they
cool.
Count both of those.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love stories like that. I mean, obviously, it would be great if they didn't have to, but I just think it's romantic.
I mean, they were young.
When
I
you
thought it
marry
was
twice,
romantic,
you
too.
love each other so much, you get married twice.
No, I think it's romantic too. And then I also thought it was romantic because it's like my siblings and my dad's family be like, ain't nobody know they was divorced, you know?
Right. And then my parents got divorced when I was 10. So, you know, but even so, I just took marriage really seriously. I think there's a misconception that people from divorced families, I feel like that they're more likely to divorce. I feel like going through the trauma of having your parents divorce makes you take divorce so seriously in a way that, like, unless you've gone through that, you wouldn't know. You know what I mean? The tragedy of that. So I feel like kids from divorced families either don't even want to get married in the first place because they know the traumas of divorce and know that there's a chance and don't want to do it, or they make sure that whoever they marry, like, they're changing their family tree. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's either you fall into one of those categories.
I feel like media kind of supports what you're saying, and I feel like, honestly, from more media influence than any real life influence, I was scared about marrying somebody who came from a divorced family, and I don't think that was, like I said, my own fear truly. I think that was just like,
Yeah.
that's what they say.
Yeah. No, for sure. I feel like there's, you know, I'm grateful because I feel like while my mom got divorced, she kept showing up for marriage, which, you know what I mean? There had to be like a grain of her, you know, she knew that it was there for her, you know?
Yeah.
And congrats, she just got married
Mom,
again.
Mommy.
She just got married again, I guess in September, August.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there are those moms, like, that just completely give up, you know what I mean? And they're like, just hate men forever. You know what I mean? Like, you never know.
Yeah.
It's more complex than, like, is your family, are your parents divorced or not? You know what I mean? So.
I mean, things happen. And people have to get divorced. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think though, to assume somebody's like not ready for commitment or marriage because of what their parents did, like,
Yeah.
you can't be blamed for the mistakes of your father.
Yeah, no, it's true. And also, like, even knowing, I described Jay Snow's parents as being married forever, but they too have been divorced. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not black and white. This is a world of nuance here. You know what I mean? Um, and so, but yeah, we both take marriage really seriously. One of the first conversations we even had where I was like, because I was very much in my marriage mindedness when Jay Snow and I met, and I was like, I noticed some like kind of passivity towards her in marriage, like, oh, she got plenty of time, and I was like, well, you do.
Like, no, you don't.
But I know. I mean, yeah, and I guess to expand on that, it's like, of course you do. She was 27, right?
Mhm.
You have plenty of time, but you got to think about the time it takes to get to know someone, to
Enough
trust
to
them
be
enough
married.
to even get married,
Yeah.
then the time to plan the wedding, and then the time to settle in as a couple, and then the time to have kids. You know what I mean?
Addition with Addy got my mind right, y'all. She was like, y'all,
On first meeting.
She said, no, you don't have that much time.
Yeah. No, it's literally now is the time. Like, if you're a woman out here 27 years old, now is the time to be seriously only considering people that you are going to marry to date. And I feel like I was in a relationship with someone that I knew. I mean, I feel like that while they were marriage minded, I knew I couldn't marry them. You know what I mean? And you got to nip those. I used to just cut really fast. I was at the point where it's like nip it in the butt as soon as I knew they weren't marriage material, or we weren't going to be compatible in marriage, or I was going to have a joyful marriage. It's like nip this in the butt.
I feel like I think the same.
Yeah.
I feel like even if I was still dealing with you, I feel like I was happy to know that I wasn't gonna marry somebody. I feel like I would get, and you can talk. We both have talked about this, but you guys can share. I feel like there's a distinct moment in every relationship where you're like, oh shit, me and you ain't gonna work for real.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily break up at that moment. No. You kind of gain that awareness, and you're like, oh no, you know what I mean? And it's even sad, and I feel like it probably takes a little while to process that type of understanding, but
yeah,
I remember in every relationship having that moment, except ours, obviously.
Right. And I do feel like it's important to distinguish fear, because I feel like some of it is truly like, oh, you don't want to, that's not like, I don't even like this person enough to deal with their bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But some of it, like, I feel like their fear parts where it's like you love the person so much, where it's like, I don't know what I would do if this relationship didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, or like, am I a woman enough for her? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I feel like we're not saying if you have any doubts about your ability to show up, like, that you should just nip it in the butt. Like, you got to have discernment, whether it's because you're insecure because you don't think you're good enough for that person, or because you truly, genuinely just don't like that person.
Mm-hmm. And to me, I think it's not even as simple as don't like. I feel like, there's so many things, like some of those key moments, I feel like where Addy shows up just as a partner, I don't feel like I experience those outside of the relationship. Like somebody willing with you to go poop in the night. You know what I mean? Everybody's not willing to show up that way. You know what I mean? Or when you're in a relationship with them where you're young and people just don't know what it takes to like really be with somebody, I think sometimes.
And I don't know how I learned those skills. I feel like I was definitely a relationship girly, except when I was forcing myself to have some more introspective time. But I feel like, because I didn't necessarily have the examples at home, I studied through the media, what showing up for someone is, to the best of my ability. I read books on marriage. I listened to podcasts on marriage. I was trying to fill my knowledge
Did
gaps.
the hashtag work?
Did the hashtag work, especially once I knew for sure, I was wanting to be married.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was a time that I didn't believe in marriage. And I think that was more, I didn't believe that there was a person on this earth for me, and less that I didn't believe in the concept of marriage.
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, I definitely was dragging my feet, but I feel like it wasn't because I didn't want to get married. I feel like I had just come off of like being like, you know what, marriage may or may not happen. I'm going to just have fun and I'm just going to enjoy dating. And obviously that's pretty, when I had that mentality is pretty much exactly when I met Addy and my wife. And it was like, but wait, I'm supposed to be having fun. You know what I mean? So I think that was like why I was dragging my feet. But I feel like every relationship I was in, I was honestly dating for marriage, even when I didn't really have no business dating for marriage. That's always what my goal was, though.
What do you mean didn't have no business dating?
Because I wasn't ready to be married in all of those early relationships. It's like just as much as they weren't working out for me, I wasn't working out for them either. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways.
Yeah,
you know?
it's true.
So it was like in college, in my college relationship, I was definitely, you know, wanting marriage and stuff like that. But it's like in retrospect, I did not need to be married to that girl.
Yeah. No, for sure. I feel like, you know, I got some advice from someone who was not married, so I had no business, but they were he was in a serious relationship, you know, and I was friends with his girlfriend, and he was helping raise her kids, so it was as serious as it could have been. They were, you know, and he was like, well, you know, I was like, I'm not sure if this person is my person, like, we're in really different places in life, and he was like, well, you know, you don't have to, you know, someone doesn't have to be completely, like, ready. You guys can grow together. And I feel like that matters, but there has to be something internally that makes you want to grow together with that person.
For sure.
Like, I feel like, and also, like, you can't have like, for me, a big thing was, it was so hard to find people that weren't living with their parents.
Yes.
Like, that was, like, and even the person who I was dating when we met was living with, and that's why it was, like, there's a difference between growing together and, like, moving from your parents' house into my house, you know?
Well, not to be a Bible thumper. Hey, Jessica Williams, thanks for tapping in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Not to be a Bible thumper, but there are some things in the Bible that just make sense. And to me, one of those things is equally yoked.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that looks, you never really know how that looks, right? Because I feel like you have to have such a awareness about yourself.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is an important quality of dating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, while we can absolutely grow together, if we're starting off here, you know what I mean? That makes a huge difference, and it's not impossible, but you at least have to be able to acknowledge that that's where you guys are, and start, you know, the build up and build down. And I don't think everybody's capable of that.
Yeah.
So, for sure.
No, for sure. I mean, just think about how much internal work you had to do to move out of your parents' house.
Yes.
And to like be with someone who hasn't had to do that, and they're doing it the first time with you.
Yep.
It's just too much.
It's intense.
It's too much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how much of it is you wanting to actually be with me, or you just don't want to live with your parents anymore and you need a place to stay?
I mean, I definitely been in a relationship because I didn't want to live with my parents anymore and needed a place to stay. It didn't start off that way, you know what I mean? But it was like we were hanging out and messing around. It's like, well, being here is much better than being at the house.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like, well, you know, you gonna let me move in? I done moved in.
Exactly. You know, I needed someone who had already was out on her own, and just even how Jay Snow showed up in our first, you know, I didn't know who she was, and I don't think that was your representative the first time we met. I feel like obviously something had happened that had got you in a really deep introspective place. Because, you know, the Jay Snow I know now is very, like, bubbly and carefree. But the Jay Snow that I met when I first met her was, you know, it was really serious. You know, you were really seriously looking for a new life, a new community, a new, you know, like, just wanting change deeply. And you know, feeling comfortable opening up to me about that. And you know, those are all the signs and flags of someone who, because it's like, yeah, I created this group exactly for that reason. You're in the right place. And while you didn't necessarily mesh with every single person in the group, you absolutely did all of a sudden have a group of,
yeah. And I feel like I also didn't like not mesh with anybody. I feel like the people who I didn't necessarily mesh with, I feel like were people that I didn't need to mesh with because I was meshing with you.
Yeah.
And, or it was, I couldn't mesh with them because they were mad that I was meshing with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I feel like at the very beginning though, I felt welcomed and embraced by this group of lesbian women, and I was really grateful for that.
And they all had their shit together, and you know what I mean. They were all, you know, equally yoked in a way.
No,
like,
we was having fun in Power Lesbians of Atlanta. It was a great group.
Yeah, R.I.P. I guess it's. I don't even know if it's still going anymore.
I'm sure there's some version of it still going.
The seed was planted.
The seed was planted. So, if you need help dating, do what Addy did and make a very intentional and
very intentional
named group of the people that you kind of want to attract.
Exactly.
Go for and put it on Meetup.
You got to create the space, and it's like not everyone can be like Shane and buy a singles bar and turn it into the space that they want.
Right.
We're just talking about there being no upscale lesbian bars, but Shane did it in Gen Q. Not everyone can do that, but you can create a space. And that's, you know, I just had to do it. You know, I couldn't be a part of somebody else's group.
No, and I feel like it was really amazing. She's just a good community leader, and because while she created that space, it never felt like this is my space and we only do what I want. It was collaborative. It was fun. I feel like everybody got to show up in their best selves and just in a good place. You know, they felt safe.
It was a safe. That's I like creating safe spaces for people to just be. And the only time it feels unsafe is if you're making other people feel unsafe. Then you have to be kicked out. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. I mean, it happens in mod gang. You can't be bullying people in the chat. You know what I mean? Like that. Now you're making the space unsafe. So yeah.
No, it takes some intention and it takes some care, but it can be done. So I feel like, you know, back to our topic, I think so many different things I feel like we were learning about marriage before we got together, while we were friends, while we got together. And then I feel like even on our journey up until being off grid, we were learning about how to be married together and be partners. And I feel like everything from those times helps us now, you know, whether it's remembering that we're devoted to each other or remembering that we're on the same team. All of it.
Yeah, I'll never forget the prayer, because when we left Jay Snow's parents' house, her dad said a prayer for us, and he said, "Y'all arrived girls and y'all are leaving women." And, you know, it's like, especially when people get married at 18 and stuff like that, you know, it's just like, you know, you grow and you develop, and it doesn't matter how old we are. You know, when you're single, you're still a child, and like not in like a derogatory way. You just don't have to, unless you're a parent. You know, a single parent or something like that. You can't really be a full adult until you.
We talked about it like with business, even, and it's like you don't meet like high-powered execs who don't have a wife or don't have a husband, you know what I mean? And it's because a lot of the time, what marriage does, it's more than a piece of paper, first and foremost. Second of all, what it really gives people who don't know you is the understanding that you know how to work with somebody.
Yeah.
And people don't like that because it's like, you know, and I think that's where a lot of the derogatory terms and feelings and messages, because it's like there are some negative things, not about our marriage, but that people have experienced in marriage and that comes with it, you know what I mean? But I feel like people who are anti-marriage don't like to realize that what happens in a marriage is that you know how to compromise, you know how to work with somebody, you know how to express love, you know what I mean? And you know how to honor a commitment, you know? And all of those things are really valuable in any relationship, be it working, friendship, business, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
And someone wants to be around you.
Somebody that simple.
And I feel like, and the next level is kids, because that's when the self-sacrificial comes in.
So these things are not, I don't think less of anybody who's not married. That would just be silly. You know what I mean? But if I do meet somebody who is and has been married for years, there are certain things that I know about them. And I don't necessarily believe in being a judgmental asshole, but I do often defend the point that humans by nature are categorical. That's how we survive. It's a survival instinct. You say safe, not safe, happy, unhappy, angry, dangerous. You know what I mean? You have to be able to put things and make a quick decision. That's literally survival. So it happens in the good ways too. And so when I meet somebody married, I usually know those things too. Like she said, somebody wants to be around them. This person probably knows how to compromise. And everybody's not perfect in their marriage, but I do feel like there is no marriage that's happening where there's not compromise. You know what I mean? Even if you feel like your person never compromises for you, that's just not true. Because if you guys are still living together and nobody's stolen from each other and all these different things, it's like they do compromise with you. There could probably be space for more and you want it more often. But there is compromise. You know what I mean? There is commitment because you're not divorced. You know what I mean? And it takes just as much work as it takes to get married. It actually takes to divorce and undo and pry apart.
Yeah. And like, some people are like, we don't believe in legal marriage. I feel like the LGBT community is torn and divided over legal marriage because LOL, somebody said no, they don't believe in marriage. If you're in the chat, please explain why you don't believe in marriage. And it's like marriage is something that wasn't even allowed to the queer community until 10 years ago in America. I'm sure there's countries where you still, we know that there's countries where gay people cannot get married. And it's like, well, you're not respecting our union and our relationship. So if you live in a country where you can't legally get married, or if you can't afford the $50 court fee to get married, like, we're not trying to like
make you feel bad about that.
Judge you or make you feel bad.
Because also I think that the truth is too, I feel like that all of those things are not important. You know what I mean? I think we're married in our hearts as much as we're married on paper, and we had a like understanding about what that marriage meant for us. You know what I mean? And I think that's what marriage means to me. So it's like you can have a non-legal ceremony in your backyard if that works for you guys, and that just still honors and signifies commitment to you guys. You don't have to do it the way we decided to do it,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's the jumping of room, like, there's always been official ways to marry a person. So we're not, whatever channel that is, just devoting yourself completely to another person. That's my definition of marriage.
And I think the legal part of it works out because we do want to, we want to be able to be there for each other. And I think that was the biggest part for me of why being legally married mattered. You know what I mean? I don't want to, if something happens, I don't want to have to wait for Addy's mom or somebody to get there before any decisions are going to be made or anything like that. I want to be able to prioritize my wife's care and safety, how I know she would want me to, you know what I mean? So there's all kinds of different parts of it, but what works for you guys works for you guys, but we are marriage advocates over here. Hey, Kabatami.
Hey. Oh, it's probably time to press coffee.
Definitely time to press coffee.
It's gonna be strong. I'm happy.
So yes, that's marriage for us off grid.
Yes,
I just want to get married. Meet me at the altar. What's up, Mocha B? We did get married soon. So I feel like our timeline was what? I feel like we dated for what, 4 or 5 months?
No.
We LOL.
Met as friends.
Met as friends in April.
Hey,
Shelly.
Hey, Michelle. We dated legally.
Make sure you hit that thumbs up.
Not dated legally.
Dated legally.
We started officially, or Jason asked me to be her girlfriend in August. So.
Oh wow! So we started dating, or we became friends in April. We started dating in August.
And then I proposed in October.
And then Addy proposed in October.
And then we got married in January.
And then we got married in January.
And, you know, as people thought, I'm sure we were crazy. But as someone who is...
People definitely thought we were crazy.
Now that you know the person I am, you know that I'm not impulsive. You know, it's like everything, even if it's a quick decision, it's very thought out.
Payam shady. What does payam shady mean?
You know, it's very thought out and methodological. Even if it's a fast... Like, people say, like, you can't make a quick decision, but, like, you can see how I make those decision trees. It's like we were able to make a serious lifelong decision to buy this house with a short tree. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So what I knew for sure is that I didn't want a life without you, and I didn't want us to be separated.
I feel like we got to see that so many different times, even in our friendship, because I feel like this is such a messy story, but I promise it wasn't any intention in being as messy as it sounds. But so at the time I was a meditation leader and I was hosting a meditation, and like I said, I had just joined Addy's group, and I extended the invitation to meditation out for everybody. Lo and behold, and I mean, Addy and I had an immediate connection, and Addy was in a relationship at that time, and you know, we talk about now how that relationship picked up on our immediate connection, but we weren't, you know, we were literally just meeting, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like we were actively trying to do anything negative, but what happened. But nobody was married until now. So, you know, we had that instant connection, and then I forgot where I was even going.
You invited her to meditation?
Oh, I invited her to meditation. Or I invited everybody to meditation.
Break up with her.
I invited everybody to meditation, and she accepted the offer to come to meditation, which was really messy because it was after I had been the main person with Addy who was like, well, if you're not feeling the relationship, you know, you don't need to drag it on. You just need to go ahead and let it go. And that was just as a friend, truly, right? And so, you know, she came to the meditation, and that was like, Addy had called me after, and I told Addy because I didn't want.
Someone snitched on you.
But no, it wasn't even a full snitch though, because I told you. I was like, so and so's coming to the meditation, you know.
Oh, right,
I mean?
before.
Yeah, and then I feel like I had already told you because I didn't want it to be a problem. And then I think when another person came, plus the person she was in a relationship, the other person immediately called Addy, I guess, and was like, you know, your ex was there, and I think that's really weird, you know. And I'm grateful that I had already told Addy, so she didn't think I was like trying to do anything weird, because I had really opened up the invitation to everybody. But what I
surely probably weren't expecting her.
And I was not expecting her, but what I did appreciate was like, even in that moment, Addy was like, you know, if you want to be my friend, you can't act like this girl. And I was like, oh, yeah, you know what I mean? I immediately had to decide, though, and was happy to decide, well, I want you in my life. I want to be your friend. I'm happy to put this person aside so that we can continue to be together. Or not even be together, so that we continue to build our friendship and be friends. Because I wasn't interested in any way in being a bad friend. You know what I mean? So I feel like we immediately got to show each other, like, I'm serious about you and you're serious about me. So I thought that was interesting. But
yeah, I feel like it was a time where at the very beginning we had barely met. It's like we don't know what the motives are. Like, people had joined the group specifically to make money for their business and try to immediately monetize my group.
Yes.
That I wasn't monetizing myself.
Yes.
And we had the whole MLM conversation.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was you, though. You know, and I just, you know, people get excited and they start to take ownership over a group because I make it such a safe space.
Yeah.
So I had to just be really protective over my group.
Yes.
Because it was my safe space.
Yeah.
And you had told me, and I was like, honestly, I was scared for her well-being because I'm like, I don't know why in the world she would go to your meditation if not to fuck ish up. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to.
We didn't know what her
morally
intentions
liable.
were. Yeah.
I'm like, just so you know, this person is not
because
stable.
spiritually she did not align with my beliefs or the meditative practices and beliefs, so it was weird for her. She was an identified atheist, so it was weird for her to even want to come to that, because it's meditation for me is, it doesn't exist without God communication. So
Yeah, and she picked over your salt bowl, and I don't think she even knows what that meant.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was just kind of like
mm-hmm.
you know, fucking shit up. I don't think it was intentional, you
Yeah.
know, but it was just like negative reasons, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I called, that relationship was toxic, and I called and screamed at her and being like, you can't fucking go to this meditation. I don't care if it's an open event. You know what I mean? Like, you need, this is my friend.
Yeah.
And you need to move on in my group. And you need to move on with my life. And I think it was interesting that the two people she even wanted a relationship with afterwards were the two people that
You were closest to?
exactly.
Yeah, no. Crazy. But I feel
to just keep tabs on whether
yeah.
I don't
Of
know.
course,
We'll
wanting
never
to stay
know.
connected, but we also do know that was definitely why. You know what I mean? But what I loved in that, and why I told that story, is because it was powerful to me. Thank you. That even in the beginning of our friendship, Addy was able to communicate
Hola.
with me and tell me, like, I need this from you if you want to be in my life. And it was easy and ever. I don't think there was any like dead pause in the conversation. It was like, girl, I don't care about nothing about her. We're friends. I want to be your friend, and if I can't be her friend, then I fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It is kind of interesting though that you had told me, and you were transparent about it, and we had a whole conversation, and I was honestly, frankly, moving on with my life and didn't even think it was that big of a deal. But now that I have someone else being like, this shit is weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what, girl?
it is
It
weird.
is.
Yeah. And it was. It was. It was. I don't think I knew how to, navigate that. I feel like at that time I hadn't hung out with like strictly a lesbian group since college, and I feel like that was traumatic as well. So, any group of women, any large group of women, has got some interesting dynamics going on. So,
Yeah, you didn't know what you didn't know. We had barely known each other. You probably didn't even think, like you said, you didn't even think that relationship was that serious. But people in the group knew because they saw us get back together. You know what in real time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the aftermath of the relationship.
I feel like I definitely knew you were serious about the relationship in some ways, but I feel like when I saw you guys interact, not to be rude or mean, I was just like, this shit ain't gonna happen, and that's when I was like prepared to slide in, honestly.
You mean like the first night we met?
I feel like when I saw you guys together, oh my gosh, another hilarious instance. So it was supposed to be a group experience, but I was the only one that RSVP'd. So that time we were all three at Red Phone Booth together, where I was basically on y'all's date together.
And the thing is, I'm sure I brought her because it would have just been just us, and that just didn't seem kosher because she don't be allowed to go to the group.
LOL.
So
right.
So I brought her as my guest.
And so I feel like that night I got to see them like, in their coupledom and everything, and I was like, you sure that's your person? And then, the rest is history. But
yeah. You don't know what you don't know. It wasn't the right person. It was the best person I had met at that point in time. You know what I mean?
And shout out to her. She's not a bad person. She just wasn't the right person for you.
She is a bad person because she did not respect our relationship for almost a year and was harassing me from different emails, causing problems between us, making me feel scared that she was stalking us.
LOL, definitely saying mean things. she was mad I had taken her boo. And
She had
I
also
understand,
stolen
girl.
from me, which is why we had broke up in the first place.
Mm,
Lied about mental illness. The list goes on.
mm-hmm.
And but not to say, but I wasn't a great person in that relationship either. So
Hey, electricity provider, can you drop a donation in our GoFundMe and help us get solar?
yeah, you gonna provide us some electricity?
We would love that. Thanks. But I hope you're having a great day.
Yeah. So
Oh, look at that. 121. That's that stamina. Stamina.
you know it's interesting because I also got to see you with people that you were not necessarily like dating, but kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, it was like I remember like so there was a woman in the group that I really did think that like you know when and you know you really love someone like or for me
Mm-hmm.
like it's like I don't need to necessarily have an ownership over somebody. Like when I met Jay Snow, there was someone in the group that I genuinely did think would be a good match for her. They both had locks, they both had studied psychology,
Mm-hmm.
and they were both short, you know, like you know it was I was like y'all kind of do kind of fit together.
Mm-hmm.
But and she was Jay Snow was being pursued by her, and but Jay Snow was not showing up at all in any way for her. You know what I mean? And I was like, girl, what you doing? Ain't you supposed to be with old girl? Like
Yeah.
not even in a shady way. You know, just being like, why you messing up that thing? You
It's
know what I
so
mean? I was
funny.
just
And
like,
I'm sorry to that person if you ever watch this because I wasn't trying to be as trifling as I was being. But that was a funny time too because I feel like that was when we were in a prime part of our friendship. Like we were so friends, y'all, that I feel like I knew who her crush was and I was at her Addie's birthday party and I moved seats because she wanted her crush to sit next to her. So
and I didn't tell anybody I wanted that.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even know fully if she was coming.
Mm-hmm. But everybody wanted to, you know, help facilitate that because it was what we thought our friend wanted. And so I feel like that person that we're talking about where I was supposed to go on a date, like, honestly, the first day me and Addy hung out, even as friends, I was supposed to go hang out with her that morning. And I was like, well, I'm at the gym and I'm going to hit you up after. And I did not hit her up after the gym. And I did hit up Addy, though. And not only did I hit up Addy, I also, we posted from our own socials that day and also happened to go mega viral on somebody else's social media. So needless to say, she found out that I did hang out with somebody that day that wasn't her. And then Addie's birthday came up because she cornered me in the bathroom and was like, I don't play those games. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Because I wasn't even trying to play the game or anything. But it was our, like I said, when I say our connection was immediate, it really was. And I wasn't even conscious of being, like I said, trifling or mean, because I did think I liked that other person, but I obviously just did not like them more than I liked Addy.
Yeah. And then there was your friend, who, you know, she's probably still a supporter of us, and I liked her as a person too.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't even like, I wasn't like threatened by her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the model.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you know, but I was just kind of like, um, I genuinely was like, why aren't y'all together? You know, and it's like, because they were kind of like, she was coming over, they were smoking, or sorry,
It's okay.
You know, they had a spiritual connection. They were both part of the same, for all respective purposes, religion. They had been set up by a family member in some way, and she was cool people's. You know, she
was.
You know, it still is. You know, and I also got the sense that she didn't like me. You know, when I really had no problem.
Well, because she
with
was
her.
threatened by you, and I feel like while we weren't talking about it, we were very much in a homoerotic friendship. You know, and I think that possibility was there, but I truly didn't like anybody as much as I liked you. And I think that was just something I had to navigate in all those relationships. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I had like I said, I was like, I'm not even worried about marriage. I'm just about to have fun. It was hot girl summer. You know what I mean? So I was just like, I was managing the connections that I had. You know what I mean? But when somebody came in who was, I wanted more than those connections, I chose that person, which was you.
Yeah. So then there was another girl who was a friend of yours who was fully in a relationship.
LOL.
And I met her, you know, and I was like, yeah. And so, I mean, I didn't even imagine that this was someone that you would even think about dating, you know, because I thought it was like a platonic friendship.
Yeah.
And when I met her, it was like also meeting her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, I didn't even know I didn't even feel like I really was oblivious
Yeah.
completely, you know. Even when you went to go see the concert, I was like, well, I mean, I love that band too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, you know. I wasn't thinking like, oh,
LOL, because it's Coldplay. Coldplay concert, been tearing up homes, families,
tearing
and
up families.
friends.
So true. I forgot about that drama.
Coldplay
LOL.
concert.
Yeah. You know, so it was like I wasn't even that, you know, it was just kind of like, yeah, I get it. You know, it was a bad scheduling and it was last minute. And that's, of course, I was disappointed that she was leaving, but I wasn't like, I'm threatened by this girl, you know? So it was kind of like, I didn't even know that I had competition until your model's friend
Mm-hmm.
who I never met, and it was like, "Oh, you're not hanging out tonight because you're with this girl,"
Mm-hmm.
and but I was actively hanging out with someone else. You know what I mean? But it wasn't in a like it was in a just wanting someone to hang out with way. You know, not a, and also the person also lived in your building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was like just being around, like it, like hit you up, be like, where are you at? You know, come hang out with us. You know what I mean? And then I was like, oh, you know, she's that made me feel insecure, and I hadn't even met that girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
LOL. The road to marriage.
yeah, that was the turning point for me because after that, you know, I had a conversation with, you know, our mutual friend, and you know, got the clarity I needed through that conversation that you you know, I didn't just want to be friends with you, you know. That was the night that I knew for sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wait, no, because if you find someone, then you're gonna leave me. And then you had that same with that other girl, and it's so funny because that other girl, when I say I did not even know who she was when she texted me that morning. I had gone out with my hairstylist, had a completely blacked out. I'm sorry, guys. I definitely have a history of blackouts, you know, and you know, but she had, I guess we had exchanged numbers, and she had put her number in my phone, and I had saved it as her name in the bar that we met her at. And I truthfully was just like, you know, I had to kind of be like, I don't even know you. You know what I mean? But had to pretend.
Yeah.
And so the first time we got together, it was her birthday, you know, and it's like, well, you know, it's like, well, I'm not going to leave anyone stranded on her birthday, you know. But I genuinely did not remember that girl at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was nothing, you know. So, but that was the girl that made you feel like.
Then she was trying to bring that girl to my birthday or my party. I don't remember if it was my birthday, but it definitely was my party.
But we very much were not. We were just friends, and we had, you know, we had been dating people. But I feel like as our friendship progressed, I think we probably got more.
Well, I know my friends were definitely getting mad and were like, I remember they straight up told me, it was like, you just talk about her too much, which at the time was complete and utter, I'm sorry, bullshit, because the one of the friends that she was talking about was like in a really tumultuous relationship, and I listened to her cry about that sorry ass, you know what, for hours, you know, happy to do it because she was my friend. So it was like when they were saying that, I was, and honestly, both of my main friends at that point had exes. I was listening to them gripe and bitch and moan about, and I did it, you know, just as a friend because that's what we were doing, you know what I mean? But the minute I had a crush and I like her and oh, this is what happened, I talk about her too much. I said, oh, that's okay, I see y'all.
Yeah. For sure. And I'm grateful that I didn't have anyone around that was doing that for me. I really only had people that were being supportive. And because I, you know.
Well, the people in my family were being supportive. The only people who weren't supportive were the people who were upset because I was giving that attention and time to you, and they still wanted it. I feel like one of those people you're talking about would have been happy to like be in a relationship. The other one was so confused sexuality wise. She ain't know what she wanted. And I wasn't trying to force her to know anything. We had just been friends for a long time and was open if something did happen, but also knew that, you know, we weren't going to be in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Past what we were. We were going to be in a friendship. We weren't going to be in like a full on romantic relationship.
Yeah. So yeah.
And that's the dating history of Addy and Jay Snow. Well, our dating history as it exists together.
Yeah, since we, you know, met each other and all of that. So yeah, we're at 2 hours, y'all.
Yep. No, it has been an excellent episode of Daily Off Grid Life with Edition with Addy and Jay Snow. I love you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe. And make sure you guys donate to our GoFundMe, link in bio, or buy something from our Etsy store, or both, right? And I will see you guys bright-eyed, bushy-tailed tomorrow at 10 a.m. I love you guys. Thanks again. See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
And that concludes this episode of 2 Women, 3 Acres. Thanks for watching.
Woo.
Thanks for subscribing. Yay! Amazing. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Hawaii time, and for another 2 hours. And you have no idea what our adventures are going to be. And definitely hit up that housewarming gift linked in the comments and
bio.
And bio. All right, love you guys.